Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Bridgeforth Field, Winchester, Virginia, home of the Winchester Royals. Valley Baseball League action all summer long tonight. The Winchester Royals play host to the Strasburg Express. Both these teams fighting for playoff spots. The Royals find themselves one game behind Newmarket for the third and final playoff spot in the Northern Division with 3 games left. The Express, well, they've clinched a playoff spot. They are in. They are just trying to clinch the top seed, which they lost hold of last night after a loss to the Royals. The Strasburg Express find themselves a half a game behind Purcellville, but the good news for the Express and the Strasburg fans is Strasburg only has 3 games left. Purcellville has 3 makeup games to play. They still have 6 games left. The two teams will get together tomorrow night, so barring what happens tonight, those two teams could flip-flop positions again tomorrow night. But then on Monday night, when the Royals and the Express are off, Purcellville has a doubleheader against Woodstock. And then they have one more game to make up with the Front Royal Cardinals. And the way the Cardinals are going, they're in a quite a tailspin and doesn't look like they're going to be beating much of anybody. They have lost 9 straight. At one time, we were talking about Front Royal being in the third spot, getting ready to make a charge toward the playoffs and what Newmarket and Winchester needed to do to pass the Cardinals. Well, they have both flown past Front Royal. In fact, Front Royal finds themselves now in last place in the Northern Division after last night's results. And let's take a look at those. It was Purcellville over Newmarket 14-7. Woodstock defeated Front Royal 9-7, and these Royals defeated this Express team 20-8. That was a 7-inning game. Down south, though, Charlottesville over Covington 2-1, Waynesboro over Stanton 6-5, and Harrisonburg over Culpeper 10-6. Two teams have clinched playoff spots. The Strasburg Express and the Charlottesville Tom Sox. In fact, down south, Charlottesville has not only clinched a playoff spot, they have clinched the top seed and will get a first round bye. The standings look like this in the north. Purcellville leads the way, 21-13. They're a half a game ahead of Strasburg, 22-15. Though Strasburg is the only team that has clinched a playoff spot. Newmarket comes in third. They're 19-18. They're 3.5 out of first place with 3 left. So the best they can do is second place. Winchester comes in 18-19. They're 4.5 out, but just a game behind Newmarket for that third and final playoff spot. Woodstock comes in next. They're 14-21. They are 8 games back. Correction, Woodstock 7.5 back. Front Royal at 14-22. They are 8 games back, and Front Royal on that 9-game losing streak. The Royals had their 3-game winning streak snapped against Newmarket here the other night, but they have won in the month. The Royals have gone on quite a tear here in the month of July to get themselves back in the playoff conversation. Other games on tap tonight. Everybody in the north is playing the same team they played last night. Strasburg is here against Winchester. Front Royal is at Woodstock. Purcellville at Newmarket. Down south, Waynesboro and Covington playing a doubleheader. Culpeper's at Charlottesville, and Harrisonburg is at Stanton. The last 2 times these teams have played down in Strasburg have been rather interesting ball games. Last Saturday night, a week ago, the Royals put up 18 runs, had 18 walks issued to them, and somehow found a way to lose to the Express 20-18. They turned the tables on Strasburg last night with a 20-8 victory, and that game stopped after 7 innings because of the 10-run rule. Again, the Royals and the Express here tonight. Eighth and final game between these two teams. The Royals hold a 4-3 advantage in the season series, trying to win the series here with a win tonight and improve to 19-19 with 2 games left as they try to catch on and catch up to the Newmarket Rebels. Starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First for the visiting Express, again 22-15, a half a game behind Purcellville in the Northern Division. Leading it off, Logan Duff, designated hitter from Randolph-Macon College. He'll be followed by Anthony Bianchina, the second baseman from UNC Charlotte. Miles Curley bats third. He's he's playing left field from the College of Central Florida. Cleanup hitter Carter Schmidt, center fielder from Randolph-Macon College. Matthew Phillips, the first baseman from Towson University, bats fifth. Anthony LaSala, the shortstop from the University of Pittsburgh, will hit sixth. Seven-hole hitter, the right fielder from San Jacinto College North, Edward Castilla. He'll be followed by Brooks Henderson, the third baseman from Lackawanna College. And batting ninth, the catcher from the College of Central Florida, Gio Mendoza. On the mound for the Express, Evan Burt, the right-hander from Virginia Commonwealth, making his 10th appearance, third start of the year, comes into the record of 2-2. For the Royals, leading it off, the 18-19 Royals, fourth place, game out of third. Connie Derschlag, the center fielder from High Point, batting second, the left fielder from Marshall Lipsy from Florida Atlantic. Batting third, Jalen Hernandez, first baseman from Winthrop. Designated hitter, cleanup hitter, Jack Mosh, will be followed by Austin Lafferty, the right fielder from the University of Akron. Connor Christensen bats sixth, the shortstop from Wabash Valley College. Brody Pickett, the catcher from Shenandoah University, will bat seventh. Brock Keeler, who's had himself quite a week, third baseman from Charleston Southern University, and batting ninth, the newest Royal, Joey Bazadla, the second baseman from Eckerd College. Bazidla, the second baseman. Brock Keeler, we talked about him a little bit. He has on the season 15 RBIs and 2 home runs. Those 2 home runs and 10 of those RBIs have come in the last 3 games for the Royals, including a 5 RBI night last night. Also had himself a 5 RBI night here on Wednesday against Front Royal. On the mound for the Royals, right-hander Drew Lafferty, making his third appearance, no record on the season, as he looks for his first win as a Winchester Royal. We're going to step aside momentarily as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, but it's free admission tonight, so if you're anywhere in the area, come on out. Royals and Express from Bridgeforth Field. Last time these two teams will meet in the regular season. Outside shot that they will face each other in the playoffs, but that is yet to be determined. Again, Strasburg is in. Just a matter of where they will finish. They can finish anywhere from first to third, but third is the worst they can do. So they will continue playing next week. The Royals, well, a couple of games they've lost this month, and they've only lost 4 in the entire month, but you look at any one of the 4 and you think, if you could have figured out a way to win that. They've lost a couple of 10-inning games, and then that 20-18 loss down in Strasburg. Any one of those, and all of a sudden you're tied for third. If the Royals can manage to creep up on the Rebels and tie themselves with Newmarket, the Royals will hold the tiebreaker. Right now, both teams are 2-5 against Purcellville, with Newmarket playing Purcellville tonight and the Royals playing at Purcellville on Tuesday. Either one of those teams wins one and the other loses, they will have the season series, or they'll have the tiebreaker over the other team. But if Strasburg were to finish first, the Royals hold the better advantage over the Express than the Rebels do. Newmarket finished against Strasburg, finished 3-5. The Royals already have 4 wins against Strasburg. So after tonight, the Royals rooting for Strasburg in a couple of different ways. But as of right now, the Royals need to pretty much win them out because Newmarket's last 2 games are against Front Royal. And Front Royal, as we have mentioned, in a complete tailspin as they have lost 9 in a row as they travel to Woodstock tonight. Drew Lafferty on the mound for the Royals, finishing up his warm-up tosses. One of the newest pitchers for the Royals, making just his 3rd appearance, 3rd start. He's worked 6 2/3 innings, allowed 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He's walked 2, struck out 6. No record, has an earned run average of 9.44, and all those runs came in his last start against, lo and behold, this Strasburg Express team. Defensively for the Royals, out in the outfield left to right, Marshall Lipsy, Connie Derschlag, Austin Lafferty. Around the infield, 3rd to 1st, Brock Keeler, Connor Christensen, Joey Bizidla, and Jalen Hernandez. Brody Pickett behind the plate, Drew Lafferty on the mound. Logan Duff will lead it off for the Express. Designated hitter from Randolph-Macon College. Duff playing in his 9th game for the Express, a .321 hitter, 8 for 28. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Yeah, 2 home runs in 26 at-bats. So off to a pretty good start for the Express. The first pitch swung on and missed. 0-1 the count, and we are underway. Lafferty sets the 0-1. Slider down and away. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Lafferty's 1-1. Grounded right back up the middle. It's going to get to Christensen behind the bag and long throw the first. Not going to be anywhere near in time. It's a slow roller up the middle. Christensen got to it, but had no chance of throwing out the speedy Logan Duff at first base, and the Express off and running here with an infield single to start the game for Anthony Biachina. Second baseman from UNC Charlotte. His 23rd game, a .271 hitter, 19 for 70, no home runs, 11 RBIs. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Duff on the season is yet to attempt a stolen base for the Express. Strasburg as a team, 96 stolen bases. Check of the runner, the 1-0. That'll miss way inside, and that's going to go all the way to the backstop. And quickly, the Express have a runner in scoring position on an infield hit and a wild pitch. Royals enjoyed a 20-4 lead going into the bottom of the 7th last night, and Strasburg made a bid to score the needed 7 runs to extend the game, but came up short, getting to just 8. The 2-0 downstairs for a ball, 3-0. Both these teams have played every night this week with the exception of Monday, so you got to believe everybody going to be a little light on pitching as we head down the stretch. Less of a concern for Strasburg because they are guaranteed to move on. The Royals need to win. The 3-0 in there for a strike, 3-1. Royals here tonight, right back here tomorrow night to take on the Woodstock River Bandits in the home finale. Swung on and missed, full count, 3-2 is the count. Lafferty will come set. He'll check the runner at second base. Again, the check, the 3-2. Swung on and missed. He came all the way back to get the strikeout. So 1 out here in the first. for Miles Curley. Curley, the left fielder from the College of Central Florida. Curley leads the Express with a 388 batting average, just his 14th game, 19 for 49, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. First pitch to Curley as he tries to give the Express a lead. He lifts this one toward right field. Lafferty will range to his right and make the effort. The diving effort is going to be off his glove, but it's going to be in foul territory. So Austin, everything he could to get to it, but could come up just short, and probably a good thing he didn't make the catch, because if he makes the catch, the runner can tag at second. And with Lafferty down on the ground, you never know. He might try to score. It'll just go as a foul ball. Austin, and for those that may be confused, especially down south in Strasburg, Austin Lafferty is the cousin of Drew Lafferty, who is on the mound. So Austin Lafferty in right field, Drew Lafferty on the mound. They are cousins. The 0-1 to Curley. Fouled out of play, 0-2. So after the infield hit and a wild pitch, Lafferty bounced back to get a strikeout, and now ahead 0-2 on the number 3 hitter in the Strasburg lineup. Lots of purple in the stands as we get going, as there always is. A good following for the Express everywhere they go, especially on the weekends. The 0-2 to Curley. Swung on and missed. He chased a fastball up and away. Exactly where you want to throw that 0-2 pitch. And Curley down on strikes for Carter Schmidt now. Carter Schmidt, center fielder from Randolph-Macon College. Schmidt playing in his 10th game for the Express, a .333 hitter, 10 for 31 home runs, 7 RBIs. Trying to make it 8 RBIs here and give Strasburg the lead. They had a runner at second with nobody out. He's still there now with 2. That fastball down and away, 1-0. Set the 1-0. That's in there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. 2 outs, top of the first. Strasburg trying to draw first blood here. Drew Lafferty trying to keep it scoreless. He'll check the runner at second, the 1-1. In there for a strike, 1-2. Good breaking ball to jump ahead in the count. Ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Logan Duff, it's second. The 1-2 to Schmidt. Downstairs, count evens up 2-2, gets away from Pickett, but not far enough for Duff to move up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just underway. A beautiful afternoon for baseball here at Bridgeport. That 100-degree heat we've dealt with for the last several days is nowhere near today, and it's a nice, cool afternoon here at the ballpark. Lafferty trying to get the Royals out of the first. The 2-2 downstairs. Count runs full, 3-2. Nice job by Pickett to block it up and keep it from going to the backstop. Matthew Phillips waits on deck, but there are 2 outs here in the Strasburg first. Lafferty will come set. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. He chased one off the plate. And after a leadoff hit, Lafferty strikes out the next 3 hitters for the Express here in the first. No runs a hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after a half an inning. Strasburg 0, Winchester coming to bat. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action.
Baseball at Bridgeport Stadium continues tomorrow at 5 p.m. when the Royals will face off against the Woodstock River Bandits. Admission will be free thanks to our game day sponsor, Navy Federal
On the mound for the Express, the right-hander from Virginia Commonwealth, Evan Burt, makes his home in Harrisonburg, just south of here. Evan, there are two Burts on the pitching staff for Strasburg. This one's Evan, spells his name B-E-R-T, as opposed to Connor, who spells his name B-U-R-T. And Connor got an at-bat last night in the game, although he was hit by a pitch, so no official at-bat. Evan, the right-hander, making his 10th appearance, his third start for the Express. He's worked 19 innings, allowed 24 hits, 17 runs, 16 are earned. He's walked 12, struck out 22. Earned run average of record of 2-2. Earned run average of 7.57. Royals hope they didn't use all their runs up last night as they scored 20 against the Express. They would have gladly scored 18 last night and taken a couple to the Newmarket game and won that in regulation instead of losing that one in extra innings. And then maybe save some for tonight. Connie Derschlag, the center fielder from High Point, will lead it off. Derschlag playing in his 12th game, a .367 hitter, 18 for 49, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. I believe 2 of his 3 home runs have come in the last 2 games against Strasburg. He hit one last night for the Royals. First pitch from Burt. Line towards center field. Coming in is Schmidt, and he'll make the diving effort but can't get to it. And Derschlag will think about going to second, but backed up nicely by Castillo in center field. Schmidt made the diving effort, but just off his glove and couldn't hold on to it. So the Royals will get a leadoff base hit. See how that works out for the Royals. Strasburg got an infield base hit to start the game, but couldn't get him any further than second base. Marshall Lipsy, the hitter. Lipsy had a nice game last night, the left fielder from Florida Atlantic. A .254 hitter, 22nd game, 15 for 59, 1 home run, 15 RBIs. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 to Lipsy, and that's going to miss inside, 2-0. Derschlag not a huge stolen base threat. He's 1 for 3 in stolen base attempts for the Royals. The 2-0 to Lipsy, and that'll miss way outside, 3-0. And you got to believe that Derschlag will shorten up a step at first, and Lipsy probably taking a pitch here, 3-0. Royals seeing if they can't put together a big inning to get going here. The 3-0 downstairs, ball 4. He walked him on 4 straight. So the Royals have the first 2 on here in the inning. That 38-run game that these two teams played last week. The Express pitching staff walked 18 guys, so if we're going to be in store for a long night like that, we don't have the lights for it. Jalen Hernandez, the first baseman from Winthrop, batting next. Hernandez, a .291 hitter, his 34th game, 39 for 134, 5 home runs, 30 RBIs. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. His 30 RBIs, 1 behind Lafferty for the team lead. And Lafferty hitting in the 5-hole here this afternoon. The 0-1 to Hernandez. Downstairs for a ball, 1-1. Ball and a strike, nobody out. Royals trying to jump on top. Bottom of the first, no score. Bird has his sign. He'll come set. Check of the runners, the 1-1. Lifted towards center field. Schmidt going back on it. Now he's got it tracked, and he'll make the catch shy of the warning track. Tagging up at second and heading on to third is Derschlag. So Hernandez will move him up 90 feet, but he'll be out on the fly ball to center field. That'll bring up Jack Mosh. Mosh, the designated hitter, hitting the cleanup spot tonight. Mosh, a .343 hitter, playing in his 29th game, 34 for 99. He has 1 home run, 16 RBIs, looking to add to that number here. Lipsy for the Royals, 9 for 12 in stolen base attempts, and he's on his way. And the Royals play hit and run as Mosh will smoke it through the infield into right field, and Lipsy will go first to third. So a hit and run RBI single off the bat of Jack Mosh gets the Royals off and running. Second hit of the game, and they lead it now 1-0. Lipsy goes first to third. And now Austin Lafferty with a chance to add to his team high 31 RBIs. Lafferty, the right fielder from the University of Akron, hitting .316 his 29th game, 30 for 95, 2 home runs, 31 RBIs. Hernandez off of the pitch, or I'm sorry, Mosh off of the pitch, and he'll steal second, so he'll slide in safely there. And the Royals have runners on second and third with just the one out for big Austin Lafferty as he looks to add to his RBI total here. And on the corners for the Express, the middle infield backed up, swung on and missed, nothing in 2 the count. And more correctly, looks like the corners maybe not in, but probably more halfway for the Express. Hard shot, they're coming to the plate, otherwise they're taking the out at first. The 0-2 slider in the dirt is going to go all the way to the backstop, and here comes Lipsy, and the Royals are going to get their second run on a wild pitch. So that's one RBI that Lafferty won't get. But the Royals now lead it 2-0, and the third run moves to third in the form of Jack Mosh. Still a chance for Lafferty to add to a 2-0 Royals lead. The 1-2 tap foul toward the Royals dugout. We'll do it again, 1-2. The 1-2 to Lafferty. Slider misses down and away. Count evens up 2-2. The 2-2 swung on and missed. He pulled the string, and Lafferty down on strikes for the second out here in the inning. So the Royals again get a runner to third base with less than 2 outs. Now he's there with 2 outs for Connor Christensen. Christensen, the shortstop from Wabash Valley College. Connor playing in his 10th game for the Royals, a .313 hitter, 10 for 32. No home runs, 3 RBIs, trying to pick up RBI number 4 and give the Royals a 3-0 advantage here in the first. That'll miss outside. 1-0 the count. Royals 2 runs on 2 hits here so far. The 1-0 swung on and missed. He tried to hold up and couldn't do it. And as my old junior college coach used to say, there's that walk already on the board. The 1-1. That'll miss down and away, 2-1. Royals have jumped out to a 2-0 lead here in the first, trying to add to it. Burt trying to keep it right where it's at. Give the Express back into the dugout, down by just 2. The 2-1. Swung on and missed, 2-2. First 2 guys got on for the Royals. They've both come in to score. Mosh waits at third. Trying to touch up and make it 3-0. 2-2, 2 outs. Royals 2 runs, 2 hits. Slider on the outside corner. He's down on strikes. So Christensen will strike out 2 in the inning. The Royals will pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and a runner left on base. Your score after 1, Winchester 2, Strasburg 0. You listen to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the second. Royals lead it 2-0. Strasburg will stand 5, 6, 7 to the plate. Matthew Phillip, Anthony Lasala, and Eduardo Castilla. An infield single and a wild pitch put the Strasburg Express in business with the runner second base and nobody out in the first, but 3 consecutive strikeouts to end the inning. And then the Royals scored a couple to jump on top as we go to the second. Matthew Phillips, first baseman from Towson University.
First baseman, number 16, Matthew Phillips.
Phillips, a .263 hitter, his 8th game, 5 for 19, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Left-handed hitting outfielder, first pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. I'm sorry, left-handed hitting first baseman. Lafferty appears in for his sign, the 1-0. In there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. Lafferty's job here, his team got him some runs. Quick inning, get his team back in there swinging the bats and see if they can't score some more for him. Lafferty comes set, the 1-1. That'll miss downstairs, 2-1. 2 balls a strike, nobody out, top of the second. Royals lead it 2-0. Just getting going. There is another game in progress, the 2-1. That ball's ripped to right at Lafferty, but Lafferty's going to have to play it on the hop, and it almost gets by him. Lafferty had to play goalie and knock it down to keep it from going past. It looked like off the bat he couldn't decide whether he was going to try to catch in the air or play it on the hop, but it kind of caught him in between. And Phillips will be a leadoff hitter now for Anthony Lasala. Lasala, the shortstop from the University of Pittsburgh. See if we can find Mr. Lasala. A wild pitch is going to send Phillips to second base. So just as it did in the first inning, the Express get a leadoff single and a wild pitch to get a runner to second base with nobody out for Anthony Lasala this time. 200 hitter, his 25th game, 17 for 85. 1 home run, 13 RBIs. Lafferty will come set, the 1-0. That'll miss downstairs, 2-0. The other game in progress. Waynesboro and Covington playing a doubleheader this afternoon. And it's not showing us the score for the other game just yet, so maybe they haven't gotten started quite yet. The 2-0 tap foul into Pickett's glove, 2-1. 2 balls, no strike. 2 balls, 1 strike rather to Lasala as he tries to get the Express on the board here in the second. Lafferty comes set, the 2-1. That'll catch the inside corner. A breaking ball evens the count, 2-2 on Lasala. Lafferty 3 strikeouts in the first to get out of a minor jam. Looking for one here. The 2-2. Tap foul toward the Royals dugout. We'll do it again, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Lafferty will again come set. He'll check the runner at second base. Phillips not going anywhere. The 2-2. Slider in the dirt, knocked down by Pickett. He's run it full, 3-2. Both these teams in action tomorrow night. Both teams off on Monday before they close up the regular season on Tuesday night. Both teams home tomorrow night. The 3-2 tapped right back to the pitcher, but they're going to say off his foot, so it'll be another foul ball. So the count holds 3-2. Strasburg returns home to take on Purcellville in what could and very well will be a very important ball game, as those two teams separated by just a half a game right now. Lafferty will come set, the 3-2. Ball 4 in the dirt, and the wild pitch is going to let the runner move up to third. So another wild pitch, and the Express will have the runners on the corners with nobody out. Third wild pitch thrown by Lafferty. LaSala will draw the walk, and that'll bring up Eduardo Castilla, the right fielder from San Jacinto College North. Castilla, a .218 hitter, his 24th game, 17 for 78, no home runs, 5 RBIs. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. So the Express tying runs on base. And that's going to bring a visit from the Royals dugout. Again, both these teams have been in action since Monday night. And prior to that, the last off day was a week and a half ago Wednesday. So they've gone through some pitching here in the last several days. Royals almost need a win. With Newmarket leading them by a game and facing Front Royal the last 2 games of the season, the Royals can't count on any help. They almost got to go 3-0 and hope for a slip up by the Rebels somewhere. And of course, everybody here wearing purple, hoping for Newmarket to win this afternoon or this evening to help Strasburg get back in the top spot in the Northern Division. Conference on the mound is over. First pitch to Castilla off the plate. It's 1-0. That's downstairs, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, nobody out. Royals staked to a 2-0 lead, but that in danger now. That slider in there for a strike, 2-1. Lafferty will come set. He'll check the runners, the 2-1. That'll miss way outside. He's a pitch away from walking them loaded. Nothing doing in the Royals bullpen yet, but that may change before too long. The 3-1 off of the pitch from first, swung on and missed, and Pickett's not going to be able to handle it to throw down to second. So LaSala will steal second, but Castilla swings and misses, so it's full on him. First stolen base of the game for the Express. Base hit here now, and it's 2-2. The 3-2. That ball's lined into left field. Up with it is Lipsy. They're going to hold him at third, and it'll be 2-1 as Castillo rockets one to left field to give the Express their first run of the game. Give Castillo an RBI single, and the Express have cut the lead in half. Brooks Henderson will be the hitter, from third baseman from Lackawanna College. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. I don't see Mr. Henderson on their stats anywhere. Runner takes off for second, and he'll slide in safely as he'll steal second, and the Express now have the lead run in scoring position. This might be Brooks Henderson's first game as an Express, is looking up and down the lineup, and I don't see him on their stat sheet anywhere, so we'll assume that this is game number 1 for Brooks. 1-2 the count. Strasburg now in a situation where they can take the lead. Lafferty comes set, the 1-2. Lifted toward right field, coming in hard is Lafferty. It's not going to be deep enough to score the run. He is going to try it, and I hope he's going to bluff, and a good throw from Lafferty. Chases Asala back to third, so just the first out of the inning. Now bring up Gio Mendoza, the catcher from College of Central Florida. Mendoza, a .333 hitter, just his fourth game, 3 for 9, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Lafferty trying to get another out without the guys moving up on him. First pitch just misses, 1-0. First 3 guys have reached here in the inning. One of them's already come in to score, the 1-0. That's in there for a strike, evens the count 1-1. Big at bat here for both teams. If Lafferty can get Mendoza out without anybody moving up, chance to get out of the inning with just a 1-run scoring. But top of the order waiting on deck. The 1-1. Fouled out of play, 1-2. Ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Lafferty will come set, checks the runners. The 1-2. Fouled out of play, we'll do it again. Fastball. Fouled out of play by Mendoza. Lafferty's 1-2 to Mendoza. Slider tap foul toward the third base dugout. The count holds 1-2. Mr. Umpire needs some baseballs. Young Royals bat boy runs him out a handful, and we're ready to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Express trying to jump on top here in the second inning. Lafferty shakes off a pitch. Now he has one he likes. He'll come set. Checks the runner at third. The 1-2. Strike 3 called, and I think Mendoza knew it. Might have got caught looking for something else. So after the first 3 get on base, and the Express had the lead run in scoring position with nobody out, they're still there with 2, and it's up to Logan Duff. Duff, an infield single, his first time up. He's 1 for 1. First pitch to Duff. In there for a strike, 0-1. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Royals. A run, 3 hits, no errors for the Express. A base hit gives Strasburg the lead here, 3-2. But there are 2 outs. The 0-1 to Duff. Swung on and missed. Good breaking ball there by Lafferty. And remember, it was a wild pitch to put the Royals up 2-0. Now Lafferty a pitch away from getting out of this with just a 1-run scoring. I'd be looking slider down and away. Once again, the 0-2 to Duff. Slider down and away. Struck him out. 5th strikeout for Lafferty. The Express do get a run on 2 hits. There were no errors. 2 runners left on base. Your score after an inning and a half is now Winchester 2, Strasburg 1. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the second. Royals lead it 2-1. Express have threatened in both the first two innings, only able to pick up one run. Royals would like to make that costly. Brody Pickett will lead it off. 78-9 to hit for the Royals here in the second. Pickett, the catcher from Shenandoah University. Pickett, a .333 hitter, his fifth game, 5 for 15. One home run, 8 RBIs. His one home run was a grand slam in that bizarre game down in Strasburg that the Express won 20-18 1 week ago. Sure seems like a long time ago. Slider in there for a strike, nothing in one. The 0-1 to Pickett. Inside, did he go? They say he did not. Count evens up 1-1. The Express about hit the Royals 3-2, but Winchester leads it where it matters, but we have a long way to go. The 1-1. Line toward right field. Castilla on his horse, and he is going to track it down on the run. Pickett gets that a little bit further down the line, and he might be talking extra bases, but Castilla able to track it down for the first out here in the second. That'll bring up Brock Keeler, who's had himself a nice week. Keeler, third baseman from Charleston Southern, hitting .286, is playing in his 14th game, 12 for 42, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Those 2 home runs have come here in the last couple of days. He hit a 3-run home run against Front Royal on Wednesday night and a 3-run home run last night. In both those games, he picked up 5 RBIs. So of his 15 RBIs, 10 have come in the last 3 games. Fouled that one off his foot, nothing in one. Bird has his sign. Everybody ready to go. The 0-1. That'll miss down and away. Count evens up 1-1. Keeler plays his baseball at Charleston Southern for a good friend of mine, Carl Kuhn, who just took over as the head guy down there. Coached here for the Royals way back in the 90s. The 1-1. That'll miss outside. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Bottom of the second, just getting going here at Bridgeport. Nice, cool breeze blowing through. What a welcome relief that is from the 100-degree temperatures we've been having. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Pulled the string on him. Bird has his sign. Big deep breath. 2-2. Slider down and away, and the umpire had to stop and think about it, but then decides it's strike 3. So third strikeout for Burt. The ring of Joey Bazidla, second baseman from Eckerd College, playing in just his second game for the Royals. A .333 hitter, went 1 for 3 last night with an RBI in his first game at Strasburg. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. A 1-0, that's downstairs, 2-0. The 2-0, downstairs for a ball, 3-0. Burt retired the first 2 here in the inning. He's gone 3-0 now on the Royals' second baseman. That's right down the middle. 3-1 the count. The 3-1. I guess it was downstairs. I was ready to say that was in there for strike 2, but everybody on the field, with the exception of the people wearing purple, disagree with me. So the runner at first and 2 outs, Durschlag hit. He singled and scored in the first. 1 for 1 of the runs scored, and now a chance to see if he can't help the Royals jumpstart a 2-out rally here. First pitch to Durslag. That's going to go all the way to the backstop. So Joey's going to move up to second on the wild pitch. And now with 2 outs, the Royals have a runner in scoring position. Second wild pitch charged to Burt. We've seen 5 wild pitches here in less than 2 innings between the 2 pitchers. Now base hit gets the Royals that run right back. The 1-0. That's going to miss inside, 2-0. So he retired the first 2 hitters with not much of a problem, then walked the Royals' number 9 hitter on 5 pitches. He's got 2-0 on the leadoff guy. The 2-0, that's way outside, 3-0. Burt comes set, the 3-0. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. Two outs, runner at second. Royals up 2-1. Trying to add on here with 2 down. Check of the runner, the 3-1. Lifted deep to center field, going back onto the Schmidt. Schmidt's on his horse, and it's going to be one hop the fence. Easily scoring from second base to make it a 3-1 game. And Durslag sat dead red, hammered at the deepest part of the ballpark in left center field, and didn't miss getting it out of here by a whole lot. Give him a double and an RBI, and it's 3-1 Royals. And now Marshall Lipsy, who walked and scored his first time up, with a chance to drive in another. First pitch to Lipsy, fouled off at the plate, 0-1 for Durslag, his 14th RBI of the season. Lipsy trying to jump on the hit parade. The 0-1 off the plate for a ball. Count evens up 1-1. I don't have a box score from last night in front of me, but I don't believe there was a Royal in the lineup that didn't have a good night last night, scoring 20 runs. The 1-1 to Lipsy. That's in there for a strike, 1-2. Just trying to get enough to get past the Express here this afternoon, the 1-2. Swung on and missed, and he's down on strikes. So the 4th strikeout for Evan Bird. The Royals do cash in a 2-out run. There was a run on 1 hit. There were no errors. A runner left. Your score after 2 complete. Winchester 3, Strasburg 1. You're listening to the Winchester Royals Valley Baseball League action. Again, the playoff race looks like this. The Strasburg Express, even though they are in second place in the standings this morning, they are in. They have 22 wins. The most the Royals can get to is 21. So they have clinched a playoff spot. Purcellville, they need either 1 win from themselves or 1 Winchester loss, and they will clinch a playoff spot. And Newmarket, well, they still need a couple of things to happen. Number 1 is they need Winchester to lose, but if Newmarket were to win all their games, that would obviously eliminate the Royals right there. Royals need to win 3 and then hope for some help, and wouldn't mind getting it tonight from Purcellville because probably not going to get a lot of help from the Front Royal Cardinals down the stretch. 2-3-4 to hit for the Express here in the inning. Anthony Bianchina will lead it off. He's 0 for 1 strikeout in the first. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Royals, 1 run, 3 hits for the Express. No errors committed yet as we play in the top half of the third. Grounded right back up the middle, high hop for Christensen. He'll field and throw on to first. In time, played the high hop and got himself a nice bounce to retire the leadoff hitter here in the first. Or I'm sorry, in the third. Where am I at? First time the Royals have retired the leadoff hitter, and that'll bring up Miles Curley. Curley leads the Express in hitting so far this season with a .388 average. He's 0 for 1, struck out in the first. Does have home run power, has a couple home runs and 10 RBIs on the season. First pitch to Curley. Slider down and away. 1-0 the count. Very easy to say that the toughest schedule between Newmarket and Winchester belong to the Royals. The 1-0, that's going to miss and go all the way to the backstop as the Royals play the first and second place teams, and then they play Woodstock tomorrow night. You know Woodstock, they're not throwing in the towel. They may be out of the playoff race, but they're going to want to win the game tomorrow night. The 2-0 from Lafferty in there for a strike, 2-1. Where Newmarket, they play Purcellville tonight, and then they have 2 games against the Front Royal Cardinals to close it out. Front Royal on that mammoth 9-game losing streak as they head to Woodstock tonight. The 2-1 in there for a strike, 2-2. Nothing doing in the Strasburg bullpen, but a nice game of, looks like, hacky sack with a basketball or with a soccer ball maybe. The 2-2, that's going to miss outside. Count runs full, 3-2. Pickett thought it was a strike, but it was off the plate as he came out of the chute ready to throw it around. 3-2 pitch to Miles Curley. So he tries to get the Express going here in the third. Grounded towards short. Christensen up with it, sets his feet, fires on to first. Low throw, but no problem for Jalen Hernandez and a couple 6-3s to start the third inning here for the Express. That'll bring up Carter Schmidt. Schmidt, the center fielder, he's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. Schmidt, left-handed hitting outfielder, plays his baseball at Randolph-Macon. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Lafferty comes set. Nobody on, the 1-0. That'll miss outside, 2-0. Royals got a 2-out walk in the second inning and cashed that in with a double off the bat of Connie Derschlag. The Express trying to get something going here with 2 outs. The 2-0. That'll miss downstairs, 3-0. Schmidt will look at a 3-0 pitch here. Lafferty sets the 3-0. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. Three balls and a strike, 2 outs, top of the third. The 3-1. That'll be ball 4. I think it hit him, so it'll probably go as a hit by pitch. Either way, it was ball 4, so it'll probably officially go as a hit by pitch, but he was going to walk anyway. And then I'll bring up Matthew Phillips, who singled and scored the only run for the Express. Led off the second with a hit, moved to second on a wild pitch, third on a wild pitch, scored on a base hit off the bat of Castillo. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Lafferty trying to avoid the same fate that Evan Burt came across in the bottom of the second inning after a 2-out walk. The 0-1. That one just misses. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Royals right back here tomorrow night to close it out against Woodstock. The 1-1 popped it up. That's going to be out of play. 1-2. Strasburg returns home. They have a big game against Purcellville tomorrow night in the battle for first place. And then both these teams off on Monday for a rain makeup day before they close out the regular season on Tuesday. The Royals are at Purcellville. The 1-2. That'll miss and that'll hit the umpire. And the Royals are going to catch a break as it hits the umpire. But the throw down to second base is not going to be in time as Pickett couldn't get to it in time. Schmidt hesitated and then took off. And that one hit the umpire in the foot, and he's hobbling around. It'll be the fourth wild pitch by Lafferty here in 3 innings. And the Express now the runner in scoring position for Phillips, and he'll strike out to end the inning. So the hit by pitch and the fourth wild pitch don't hurt Lafferty as he's able to get out of it on his 6th strikeout. The Express, no runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 2.5 remains Winchester 3, Strasburg 1. You listen to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Evan Burt back to the mound for the Express. Royals trying to tack on to a 3-1 lead. The Royals 2 runs in the first, a run in the second. Strasburg a run in the second. As we play here in the bottom of the 3rd now. Middle of the order to hit for the Royals, 3-4-5. Hernandez, Mosh, and Lafferty. Jalen Hernandez, 0 for 1. He flew to center field his first time up. And Royals fans tune in tomorrow night. We'll find out who the MVP is of the ball club as well as the rest of the awards, as will all be announced pregame tomorrow. First pitch to Jalen downstairs for a ball, 1-0. I'm betting on either Jalen or Austin Lafferty for MVP, but I don't have a vote, so that's just my opinion. The 1-0 downstairs for a ball, 2-0. Jalen led the team in RBIs for a good part of the season before Austin Lafferty just recently overtook him. Jalen has the most home runs on the team, 5, and his 30 RBIs is second. He also leads the team with 39 hits, 10 doubles. And for good measure, he's been hit a team high 8 times. 3-0 the count on Hernandez. That'll be a fastball right down there, 3-1. Taking all the way, got the fastball for a strike, and now Hernandez a chance to turn it loose on a fastball again if he sees one. He does, and he smokes it, but right at LaSala, who will make the catch. Jalen smoked it, but hit it right to the shortstop. Mosh has one of the 3 hits for the Royals. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Was stranded at started at 3rd back in the first inning. It was a hit and run RBI single as Lipsy was off from first. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. I don't think Jack was too crazy about the call. The 0-1. That'll miss outside. Count evens up 1-1. Each team with 3 hits, each team with no errors. The 1-1 to Mosh. Topped it right over the top of the pitcher to second base for Bianchina, and he is not going to be able to handle it. Bianchina made a good effort to get to it up the middle and then couldn't hold on to it as he went to throw to first. And it'll go as an infield hit for Mosh and the Royals. So Derschlag with 2 hits, Mosh with 2 hits, and those are your Royals' 4 hits. Mosh stole second his first time up. First pitch to Lafferty, swung on and missed, 0-1. Lafferty struck out in the first. He's 0 for 1. The 0-1, that'll miss upstairs for a ball. Count evens 1-1. The 1-1, that'll miss high and tight, 2-1. Lafferty ahead in the count, chance to maybe look for a pitch here. Burt comes set. The 2-1 lifted toward right field. Coming on hard is Castilla. He will make the catch in shallow right field. I think Lafferty got jammed on the pitch, and he'll fly out to right for out number 2. And that'll leave it up to Connor Christensen.
Number 6, Connor Christensen.
Christensen, 0 for 1. He struck out to end the first. See if the Royals put Mosh in motion here to get him into scoring position with 2 outs. He is off. The pitch, the throw down to second is going to be not in time. It's going to get into center field. Mosh will think about it, but Schmidt a good job backing it up. So Mosh steals his second base here in the game, and he is up to 11 on the season. And now he's in scoring position for Christensen with 2 outs. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. The count on the Royals shortstop. Burt comes set, the 0-1. Popped it up. Phillips coming over into foul territory, and he's going to make the catch just to the side of the first base bag. 2 in the inning. So the Royals get a runner to scoring position, but it'll leave him there again. No runs a hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 3 complete. Winchester 3, Strasburg 1. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the 4th. Drew Lafferty back to the mound for the Royals. He's worked around some base running issues in the first couple innings. He let the first guy get on base in the first. First 3 guys reached in the second, only give up 1 run. And in the third, a 2-out hit batter. Anthony LaSalle will lead it off. LaSalle still looking for his first at bat. He walked and stole a base in the second. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0, and that's downstairs, 2-0. Still no score reporting from Waynesboro and Covington, so I don't know if that first game of that doubleheader is underway or not. The 2-0 downstairs for a ball, 3-0, and he's in danger of walking. Be just his second walk. He did hit a batter. Lafferty comes set, the 3-0. Downstairs, he walked him on 4 straight. And for the third inning out of 4, the Express have the leadoff guy on here in the 4th. Right fielder Eduardo Castilla, he's 1 for 1 with an RBI single and a stolen base. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Castillo, then Henderson, then Mendoza. For the Express here in the 4th. Slider down and away. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Again, for you Express fans just tuning in, nothing to worry about. Your team is in. You have clinched a playoff spot. The 1-1. That's going to be short hop by Pickett. And he just saved Lafferty his 5th wild pitch of the game. 2-1 the count now. A Purcellville win this evening, and they will have clinched a playoff spot. The 2-1. That's downstairs, 3-1. And they're starting to mingle around in the Royals bullpen now. Nobody up and throwing yet, but looks like somebody heading in that direction to start. Lafferty comes set, the 3-1. Tap foul, 3-2. There is a right-hander up and throwing now in the Royals pen. Nothing doing in the Strasburg bullpen. Lafferty sets the 3-2. Lifted towards center field. Thursleg came in a step. Now he's going back a few, and he's going to settle underneath it about 2 steps shy of the warning track. LaSala will bluff heading to second, but will slam on the brakes in retreat to first. So the Royals get a big out here in the 4th. I don't remember Brooks Henderson. Henderson, the third baseman, flew to right his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Runner goes, throw it on to second base. Not going to be in time as LaSala will slide in with his second stolen base of the game. And again, the Express have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. First pitch to Henderson was off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Check of the runner, the 1-0. Tap foul. I think think that one got Henderson on the foot somewhere. He is down in a heap right now, and I'm not sure where it got him. I guess either in the foot or on the ankle. Either one of these teams can afford any injuries at this point this season with rosters limited as they are. I think they're kind of waiting on maybe a trainer to come out from the Royals dugout, but that hasn't happened yet. I assume we got a trainer here somewhere. Anderson down on in all 4s right now. Trying to catch his breath. Now he'll grab his bat, and his bat will help him get up. He's to his feet. He'll take a couple more seconds here to collect his thoughts and say, all right, I guess I'm ready to go. Still haven't seen a trainer of any sort. Count 1-1 to Henderson. So while Henderson collects his thoughts and gets himself ready to go, Lafferty will throw a couple warm-up tosses. Now the umpire asks Henderson if he's ready to go, and he reluctantly says, "Yeah, I'm ready." So he'll take a couple swings. He'll crawl in there, and we're ready to go. 1-1 the count on Brooks Henderson with the runner at second base and one out here in the top of the fourth. Lafferty sets the 1-1. That's grounded toward right field and into right field for a base hit. That's going to score the runner from second base, and an RBI single by Brooks Henderson has made it 3-2. And you hear the Express fans with their approval. And again, you see that walk and stolen base on the board. That'll bring up Gio Mendoza, struck out looking his first time. He's 0 for 1. And now we're going to have a timeout. And I'm not sure if Henderson's. Oh, I see what the timeout is. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the Royals. So it looks like Lafferty will be lifted here. And he will give up the baseball. So the Royals will go to the bullpen. Lafferty cannot get a decision here this afternoon. He goes 3 1/3. Gives up 4 hits. 2 walks. He hit a batter. 4 wild pitches. No home runs or balks. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts. So far, he's given up 2 runs. They're both earned. The runner at first base is his responsibility. The new pitcher for the Royals will be Anthony McKillis from Wake Tech Community College. I think Anthony might have seen some action last night as well. I think he might have pitched an inning. McKillis making his 3rd appearance for the Royals, all in relief. 4 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. They're both earned. He's walked 1, struck out 3. He is 1-0 on the season with an earned run average of 3.85. And he'll take over for Drew Lafferty here with 1 out in the 4th. As McKillis finishes up his warm-up tosses. McKillis ready to go. Mendoza stands in again. Mendoza 0 for 1, struck out looking in the 2nd. Each team with 4 hits, each team with no errors, and the Royals now lead at 3-2 with the runner at first base and 1 out. Off of the pitch is the runner. The throw down to second is going to be not in time. Another stolen base for the Express, and I think the Strasburg Express are looking Brody Pickett right in the eye and say, "We're going to run on you, big boy." So the Express have the tying run in scoring position now. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. McGillis comes set, the 1-0. That's in there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. So Lafferty can't win it, can't lose it. He will get a no decision here this afternoon, and all of a sudden McGillis becomes your pitcher of record. Trying to get this out of the inning. That they're going to call that a. I thought he fouled it off. It's going to be a. I guess it's going to be a pass ball off of Pickett's glove as Mendoza swung at it, and it went all the way to the backstop. I guess he didn't hit it, and it'll go as a pass ball to Pickett. Now the tying run just 90 feet away with just 1 out, and now McGillis could really go for a strikeout here. 1-2 the count. You keep letting those leadoff guys reach base, and sooner or later it's going to come back to burn you, and it did here. And McGillis has just called for a balk, so the Express are going to tie it up on a balk. So 1 hit in the inning has scored 2 runs for the Express, and they've tied the game up. Now you can close the book on Drew Lafferty. He goes 3 1/3 and allows 3 runs. They're all earned. 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, a hit batter, 4 wild pitches, and again, will not get a decision here as McGillis has come on to give up a stolen base, a pass ball, and now a balk to tie the game. And in all honesty, the Express kind of gets screwed on that deal because the pitch hit Mendoza. So instead of runners on first and third, they get the run. It's still 1-2 on Mendoza. And now the umpires are going to get together. I wonder if they're still discussing this balk call. If they change this balk call, somebody wearing purple is going to go nuts. The home plate umpire called it. That's not usually the guy that calls the balk. It's usually one of the base umpires looking right at the pitcher. But the home plate umpire immediately called it. Neither one of the other 2 umpires said anything. So we'll see what happens here. And the other 2 guys apparently agree with him. It's going to be a balk. And it's 3-3 now with nobody on and an out here in the top of the 4th. And the umpires could have very well got together and said, look, it probably wasn't a balk, but who's going to change the call? You, not me. I'm not doing it. You do it. No, it's a balk. Slider off the plate, 2-2. The 2-2 from McGillis, and that's way outside, 3-2. The 3-2, that's way outside, ball 4. So after the balk is called, McGillis throws 3 pitches nowhere near the strike zone, and Mendoza will draw the walk. And he'll be down at first now with 1 out for Logan Duff, who is 1 for 2. He singled and struck out. The Express have tied it up here with 2 runs in the 4th and have the lead run on base now. Throw to first back in time. Grounded sharply to third. Up with it is Keeler. He'll throw on to second for 1. On to first, and he threw it away. Which should have been an easy ground ball double play. On the turn at second base. Bazidlaw threw it away. Fortunately for the Royals, Duff stayed at first base, so it just goes as a fielder's choice. And Mendoza out 5-4. By all rights, should end the inning. Goes a good throw, and Duff was out by a good ways. That'll bring up Anthony Bianchino, who's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. And now a runner at first with 2 outs for the Express, and we'll see if they put Duff in motion. That'll catch the inside corner. Count evens up 1-1. They have stolen at will here this afternoon. 1, 2, 3, 4 stolen bases in 4 innings to go along with 4 wild pitches. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Good hard fastball there. And now Miguel has a chance to get out of it with just the Express tying the game. The set, the 1-2. Lifted toward right field, and Lafferty's not going to be able to get to it. It's going to hop. Lafferty will make the catch. They're going to hold him up at third. They're going to send him. The throw to the plate is going to be in time. Nice play by Austin Lafferty to get to it and throw him out. So the Express rolled the dice and tried to score the runner from first. Duff will be thrown out as Bianchino will be credited with a base hit. But Duff will be thrown out 9-3-2 to end the inning. So for the Express in the inning, they get 2 runs on 2 hits. They take advantage of a couple of walks. There are no Royals errors. And 1 left on base. Your score after 3.5. Winchester 3, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Royals still bitter about the balk call. 7, 8, 9 to hit for Winchester here in the 4th. Pickett, Keeler, and Bazaldi. Pickett 0 for 1. He flew to right field his first time. That's downstairs for a ball. 1-0. Evan Burt back to the mound. And now the Royals are still chirping about him, assuming the balk, and the home plate umpire said, all right, that's it. I've had enough. The 1-0. Downstairs for a ball. 2-0. Burt will come set. The 2-0 to Pickett. Popped it up. He swung at ball 3. It was in on his fist. Let's see if the Express will have a play. And Mendoza will make the catch over near the Strasburg dugout. So the Royals catcher will pop up for the first out here in the inning. That'll bring up Brock Keeler. Keeler 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. First pitch to Keeler. Downstairs for a ball. 1-0. The set, the 1-0. Fouled out of play. Count evens up 1-1. So the Royals scored 2 in the first. Each team scored 1 in the second, and the Express scored 2 to tie it up here in the 4th. Right-hander up playing catch in the Express bullpen. Swung on and missed. He threw a fastball by him on the inside part of the plate. Keeler got tied up there. The 1-2 downstairs goes all the way to the backstop. Count evens up 2-2. Royals have gotten at least one hit in each of the first 3 innings. Keeler trying to see if he can jumpstart a 1-out rally here. The 2-2. Slider down and away. Count runs full 3-2. Royals have 4 hits. 2 guys have both of them. Or 2 guys have all 4 of them, I guess. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 right down the middle. Keeler took a fastball right down the chute. Got caught looking for that slider. Enrique Bazidla. No official at bat. He walked, moved up on a wild pitch, and scored. Scored on Dorschlag's double. That gave the Royals a 3-1 lead at the time. First pitch in there for, well, nope. Off the plate for a ball. Looked like a pretty good pitch from here. 1-0 the count. 2 outs now for the Royals. The 1-0. That one's in there first. No, that one. Neither one of them called a strike as they both look pretty good. 2-0 the count. The 2-0. Okay, that one's in there for a strike, and the Express fans let the umpire know that they disagreed with the last 2 pitches. The 2-1. That's downstairs, 3-1, and that short hopped and caught Mendoza. It looked like it might have bit him on the throwing arm as he's trying to shake it off. Again, the Royals trying to get something going with 2 outs. Grounded right back up the middle, and it's going to be another base hit for Joey. He picks up his second hit as a Royal, and he's been on base both times here this afternoon. And it takes us back to the top of the order for Connie Dorschlag. Dorschlag 2 for 2. Singled, scored in the first, doubled, and drove in a run in the second. He's trying to go for the natural cycle. I guess that means he's got to hit for a triple here. Runner at first, 2 outs. The first pitch to Dorschlag catches the outside corner, 0-1. And it looks like the action in the Strasburg bullpen is 2 right-handers up playing catch. One of them's a left-hander. 2 guys playing catch, no catcher. Looks like they're sending the catcher down now, so they may be getting somebody loose here shortly. That ball ripped toward left field in there for a base hit. Rounding second, they're going to hold him right there. They're going to throw in behind him, but he's able to dive back in, and Dorschlag picks up his 3rd hit of the game. The Royals, again, trying to get something going with 2 outs. That'll bring up Lipsy. Lipsy 0 for 1. He walked and scored. He's also struck out. First pitch to Lipsy. Tapped it right back to the mound. Over the head of the pitcher to the second baseman. On to first. Is going to be not in time. Once it got over Bert's head, you knew Lipsy had a chance to beat it. Bianchina came on, fielded and threw to first, but Lipsy beat it to load the bases. So 3 consecutive 2-out hits for the Royals. And now Hernandez to put the Royals back on top. Wind blowing out at a good gust toward left field. So if he can get one up in the jet streams, headed toward left field. 7th hit of the game for the Royals, 3rd here in this inning. First pitch to Hernandez in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 to Jalen. Grounded right back up the middle, takes Bert. It hit Bert in the ankle. Everybody's going to be safe. Now let's see if Bert's okay. Hernandez smoked that, and it got Burt in the ankle in the air. He's up and walking around. And that ball was lasered. And it probably, as much as that hurt Burt, is a break for the Express because it probably kept a runner from scoring as Derschlag had to stop at third as Mendoza heads up, went to grab the ball, but Jalen Hernandez hit that one right on the screws. But the Royals have regained the lead with their fourth consecutive two-out hit, and Burt appears to be okay. Give Hernandez an RBI single. Fourth hit of the inning for the Royals. And Jack Mosh a chance to extend the lead, and now Burt up there on the mound throwing. Looks like he's throwing a little bit harder than he was before, and he's just mad more than anything. As much as that hurts, it makes you mad more than anything. Jack Mosh, he's 2 for 2. An RBI and 2 stolen bases, and now a chance to maybe run one up the alley and see if he can't give the Royals a little breathing room here. Again, all this with 2 outs. First pitch to Mosh, grounded right towards second, or short rather. LaSala up with it. He'll fire on to first, and the Express get out of it with just a 1-run scoring for the Royals. 1 run on 4 hits, so we're no errors, and the Royals leave them loaded, but they have regained the lead. Your score after 4 complete. Winchester 4, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. Anthony Michaelis back to the mound for the Royals. Pitched 2/3 of an inning to get the Royals out of the 4th. With the game being tied, he now has a lead as he'll face 3, 4, 5 for the Strasburg Express here in the 5th. Curly, Schmidt, and Phillips. His first full inning of work. Royals lead at 4-3. They've out hit the Express 8-5 after 4 consecutive 2-out hits. Curley 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out as he'll lead off the 5th inning for Strasburg. First pitch swinging. Short hop by Brock Keeler over at third, and Curley gets robbed of a base hit as he hit that right on the screws, but Keeler throws the leather on it and throws him out at first for the first out here in the inning. That'll bring up Carter Schmidt. Schmidt 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and stranded at second base. He struck out in the first as he hits with 1 out here in the Strasburg 5th. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. So it'll be interesting. There is a right-hander up throwing in the Strasburg bullpen to see if Burt's able to come back after taking that line drive off the ankle. That'll miss outside, 1-1. And when you got a guy up getting loose while you're hitting, that generally means he's coming in to pitch. So we'll probably see a pitching change for Strasburg when we go to the bottom of the 5th, but work to do before we get there. Slider will miss outside, 2-1. Fouled into the screen, 2-2. 2 innings in a row, Joey Bazidlaw got the Royals going with 2 outs, and he has scored twice. A walk in the second, a base hit in the fourth. Came around and scored both times. The 2-2, and that'll miss way outside, 3-2. Royals pretty much have to win out. Well, not necessarily. The 3-2 grounded towards short. Christensen up with it. He'll fire on to first in time, and they dropped it at first. So Schmidt will reach on the air. It wasn't a great throw to first, but looked like Hernandez had it on the tried to when he went to throw it around, he flipped it out of his glove too soon, and it'll go as an error. Matthew Phillips, he's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Hits with 1 out here in the in the fifth inning. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Nothing into the count on Phillips. Runner at first, 1 out. The 0-2. That'll miss high and away. 1-2 the count. Ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 4-3 Royals, top of the fifth. Strike 3 called, and I don't think Phillips was crazy about that call. The home plate umpire has a little delayed reaction on the call of a strike, and I think Phillips was preparing for the next pitch when he got rung up. That'll bring up Anthony LaSala with 2 outs. He's walked twice, he's stolen 2 bases, and he's scored a run. Two outs for the Express here in the fifth. First pitch misses inside. And the Royals don't necessarily have to win all 3 games, but knowing that Front Royal's probably not going to beat Newmarket, they're probably going to be forced to. The 1-0. Fisted toward left field. Should be easy for Lipsy. He'll range over and make the catch. The Express get a 1-out base runner here in the fifth. Can't move him around. No runs, no hits. 1 Royals error. 1 runner left. Your score after 4.5. We're halfway home. It's Winchester 4, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Welcome back to Bridgeforth Field. The Royals lead it 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. New pitcher for the Strasburg Express, Lucas Glover, right-hander from High Point University, makes his home in High Point, North Carolina. Glover making his 8th appearance. He has started 4 games for the Express. 12 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 11 hits, 9 runs. They're all earned. He's walked 5, struck out 14. He's 1-0 with an earned run average of 6.56. Evan Burt goes 4 innings. He allows 4 runs. They're all earned. He gives up 8 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's had 2 wild pitches, did not hit anybody. And if the Express can at least come back and tie this one up, we'll be on the line for the loss. 5, 6, 7 hit for the Royals here in the 5th. Lafferty, Christensen, and Pickett. Lafferty's first at bat, or first pitch to Lafferty rather, in there for a strike, nothing in 1. Lafferty 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly to right in his 2 at bats. Slider down and away, 2-0. The 1-1 fouled out of play, 1-2. Royals would like to add on here. They led this game at one time, 2-0 and 3-1. It's now 4-3 in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2 to Lafferty. Grounded sharply to third. It's going to be off of Henderson's glove into left field. So Henderson will probably be the first one to tell you should have had it, but it'll be scored a hit. And the Royals have their leadoff hitter on base for the first time since the 1st inning. Connor Christensen stands in. Christensen 0 for 2 on the game. The Royals, we talked about this a couple of games ago when they needed a sacrifice bunt. They have but 2 sacrifice bunts all season long. Fouled out of play, and that's only 1 sacrifice bunt because I guess the other day went as an error and didn't get credited with a sacrifice. And Christensen not bunting as he fouls the first pitch out of play, nothing in 1. Lafferty down to first, not a big stolen base threat. The 0-1 downstairs for a ball. Nice job by Mendoza to knock it down and keep it from going to the backstop. Lafferty 2 for 3 in stolen bases. 1-1 to Christensen, one of the newer Royals. A 1-1. Another slider down and away, 2-1. The 2-1 to Christensen. Fastball in there, evens the count, 2-2. Couldn't pull the trigger on a fastball about letter high. Royals 9 hits on the game. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Christensen down on strikes. Same fastball, different location, and he is out number 1 here in the 5th for number Brody Pickett, the catcher from Shenandoah. 0 for 2. He's flown to right and popped to the catcher. Pickett again, just 1 home run on the season. That was last Saturday in Strasburg. Lafferty off of the pitch. That ball hammered down the line, but it'll be foul. Pickett gave it a sweet swing, but ripped it foul toward the Royals bullpen, and Lafferty will have to come back to first. Again, the Royals play hit and run. It worked in the 1st inning. I figured, what the heck, let's give it a shot. But Pickett hits it foul. Now 0-1 the count on the Royals catcher. The 0-1, and that'll miss way outside. A nice job by Mendoza to keep that from going to the backstop and keeping Lafferty at first. 1-1 the count. Royals trying to add to a 1-run lead here in the 5th. The 1-1, throw to first. Lafferty back in plenty of time. Glover comes set. The 1-1. High and tight, 2-1. Throw to first, Lafferty back in time. Glover takes a look at first. He'll come set now. The 2-1 to Pickett. Slider in there for a strike. Evens the count 2-2. The 2-2. Slider down and away. Count runs full, 3-2. See what the Royals do here. 3-2, 1 out. That last slider didn't miss by much. Pickett probably lucky he's getting another chance here. Glover comes set, the 3-2. Throw to first, Lafferty back. Payoff pitch. Did he go too far? Is the slider down and away? They're going to say he went too far. Pickett rung up on strikes. It was ball 4 down and away, but the Express appeal and they get the call. Pickett couldn't lay off, and he is strikeout number 2 here in the 5th. And then I'll bring up Brock Keeler. Keeler 0 for 2. He has struck out looking twice. Pickett couldn't hold up, and on ball 4, he strikes out. To bring up the Royals' third baseman, Brock Keeler. He'll ground this one to third. Up with it is Henderson. He'll fire on to second. 2 in the inning. So the Royals get a leadoff hitter on, but can't do anything with him. For the Royals, no runs to hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 5, Winchester 4, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the 6th. The Royals holding on to a 4-3 lead. Anthony Michaelis back to the mound for the Royals. On for his second full inning of work. He worked around a 1-out error last inning to keep the Express off the board. Seven, eight, nine to hit for Strasburg here in the 6th. Castilla, Henderson, and Mendoza. 4 runs, 9 hits, an error for the Royals. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Express. Castillo 1 for 2 with a stolen base and an RBI. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. He singled, and the Express's first run in the 2nd. Flew to center in the 4th. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Good breaking ball there to jump ahead in the count. As is signed, the 0-2. Swung on and missed, another off-speed slider, and Castilla out on strikes to start the 6th. Second strikeout for the Royals right-handed. I'll bring up Brooks Henderson. Henderson, 1 for 2 at the run, scored an RBI. Singled and drove in a run in the fourth. Stole a base, moved up on a pass ball, and scored on a balk. And at the time, that was a run that tied the game up 3-3. First pitch fouled out of play, 0-1. Foul tip toward the backstop, 0-2. The Express have had at least one base runner in every inning. The 0-2 check swing. Did he go too far? How do they not? Now they. I say anytime that bat leaves the shoulder as a catcher, you got to ask for an appeal down the line because you just never know if that guy down at first base is going to say, especially if he just called one on you. The 1-2 lifted toward left field, should be right at Marshall Lipsy, and it is. So Lipsy makes the catch for out number 2. Yeah, if you just got rung up on a check swing, anything that comes off the shoulder, you're asking for help. But the Royals didn't get the call, and that'll bring up Gio Mendoza. Mendoza 0 for 1. He's walked and been forced out. First pitch off the plate for a ball. 1-0. Royals right back here tomorrow night to close out the home portion of the regular season against the Woodstock River Bandits. The 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1. The Strasburg Express return home to take on Purcellville in a battle for first place in the Northern Division. The 1-1. Ripped down the third base line, but foul. Mendoza hit it a ton, but just to the left of the line, and he's down in the count now. 1-2 as the Royals working on their first 1-2-3 inning of the game. The wind, the 1-2. Slider down and away. County evens up 2-2. The guys wearing the gold tops were headed toward the dugout, but that was down and away. County evens up 2-2. That one ripped toward short. Backhanded by Christensen. Long throw to first. Good strong throw. And that'll retire the side. The Royals do indeed turn in a 1-2-3 inning. The Express nothing doing here in the sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Your score after 5.5. Winchester 4, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. Lucas Glover back to the mound for the Express. He'll face 9-1-2 for the Royals here in the sixth. Winchester leads at 4-3 as they continue to make a push for the playoffs. This Express team, they are guaranteed of playing next weekend. They just don't know when, where, or who they're playing yet. Pretty good chance it'll either be Strasburg against Purcellville, Newmarket, or Winchester. First pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-0. Joey Bazidlu, 1 for 1, scored 2 runs. The 1-0 to the Royals second baseman misses inside. 2-0. His job as a number 9 hitter is keep getting on base and see if the top of the order can drive you in. And Derschlag 3 of the Royals' 9 hits here this afternoon. The 2-0, that's downstairs for a ball, 3-0. Glover's wind, the 3-0. Fastball right down the middle. 3-1 to count. Glover has this side. The wind, the 3-1. Swung on and missed, 3-2. Good hard fastball there to run the count full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again, 3-2. Both these teams at home tomorrow night. Last time these two teams will face each other this season in the regular season. There is a chance, though be it an outside chance at this point, that they'll meet in the playoffs. The 3-2. Way outside, and Joey draws the walk, so he's on for the third time. Doing his job at that 9 spot. Just keep getting on base and see if the guys at the top of the order can bring you around. Durslag, he's 3 for 3. He's singled, scored, doubled, driven in a run, singled, was stranded at third. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 to Durslag, and that'll hit him. He came in high, or came in tight on him. Durslag spins to get out of the way, but it clips him in the rib cage, and the Royals get a couple of free passes to start off the 6th inning here. And let's see what they ask Marshall Lipsy to do. A couple of runners on base with nobody out. Do you ask Marshall Lipsy to lay down a bunt? I thought it was Lipsy the other night that had a sacrifice here, but the only sacrifice of the year belongs to Christian Amaro. It was Amaro that had it the other night. And before any of that takes place, it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher, so Lipsy will not face Glover. Lipsy will face a new arm as the Express will go to the bullpen and bring on another right-hander. In the meantime, let's total up Mr. Glover's numbers. He goes just 1 inning. He has not given up any runs yet, but the 2 guys on base are his responsibility. Just 1 hit. He has walked 1, struck out 2, he hit 1. No wild pitches, home runs, or balks. And again, the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. Grant Adams, the right-hander from West Florida, the University of West Florida, on to pitch. It is 44. It is not Grant Adams. It is Preston Rogers, right-hander from Florida Gulf Coast University, on to pitch for the Express. Rogers, the new pitcher for the Express, making his 11th appearance. He does have 1 start for Strasburg. He's worked 21 in the 3rd innings, allowed 29 hits, 22 runs, 20 are earned. He's walked 4, struck out 20. He is 2-0 with an earned run average of 8.43. So does not walk a lot of people. He's walked 4 in 20 innings. He struck out 20 in 21 innings. So the Express going to the bullpen once again, and we'll see if the Royals ask Lipsy to try to bunt a couple runners over get him in scoring position for Jalen Hernandez, who hit a rocket off of the ankle of the Strasburg starter his last time up. Lipsy is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Preston Rogers with a good hard slider. And we'll see just what the Royals have in mind for Marshall Lipsy here. Nobody out, top of or bottom of the sixth, rather. The Royals trying to add to a 4-3 lead. Lipsy steps in. First pitch from Rogers. He is squaring a bunt, and he drops it down. It's a beautiful bunt down the third base or the first base line, and Lipsy's going to beat it. Not only does he move the runners up, but he beats it. He drops it right down the first base line. Rogers fielded it through to first, but couldn't get the speedy Marshall Lipsy. And instead of second and third with one out, the Royals got him loaded with nobody out for Jalen Hernandez. And if you have the bases loaded with nobody out and you have Hernandez, Mosh, and Lafferty coming up, you kind of like those odds. Let's see if the Royals can cash them in. Give Lipsy his second hit of the game and see what Hernandez does here. First pitch, way outside, 1-0. Hernandez 1 for 3 with an RBI single. His RBI single has now pulled him into a tie with Lafferty for the most RBIs on the team. He's looking to take the lead here. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Today's attendance 225. The Royals appreciate that number and hope they can boost it tomorrow night when they have a free admission night against Woodstock. The 1-1 to Lafferty. Slider down and in, and I think I just said Lafferty, and Lafferty's 2 hitters away. This is still Hernandez. Hernandez ahead in the count now, 2-1. Rogers comes set. The 2-1. Fouled out of play, 2-2. He got a fastball, and he just missed it. Fouls it back and out of play, and the count goes 2-2 now. And you want to bet he's going to see that slider down and in again? A walk, a hit batter, and a bunt single have the bases loaded for the Royals here in the 6th inning with nobody out as they try to add to a 4-3 lead. The 2-2 to Hernandez. Slider down and in. He's going to rip it into right field for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Round and third, headed to the home. The throw's not going to be in time at the plate. Hernandez is going to try to get caught in a rundown as he was on his way to second base. So Hernandez, when the throw missed the cutoff man, tried to go to second, but Mendoza, knowing he had no shot at the plate, caught the ball and threw to second to retire Hernandez. So give Hernandez a hit and 2 RBIs. And Hernandez will be thrown out going to second, 9-2 to 6. First out of the inning. But 2 runs will score, and now Jack Mosh with a chance to make it 7-3. First pitch to Mosh. In there for a strike. 0-1. Lipsy moves to third. Hernandez retired, trying to move up on the throw. Mosh 2 for 3 with an RBI and 2 stolen bases. That's lifted toward left center field. Nobody's going to get to that one as it's going to plug the alley. Rounding first and heading to second is Mosh, and he is going to slide in safely. An RBI double for Jack Mosh as he picks up his second RBI of the game. And back to Hernandez. That gives him a total of 33 on the season. Third hit for Mosh in the game. And the Royals have scored 3 times in the inning, have pushed the lead to 4 for Austin Lafferty, who's 1 for 3. Singled back in the 5th. Slider down and away. He now trails Hernandez by 2 in the RBI race, so he'd like to pick up an RBI here and get one closer. And if he hits one over the scoreboard to tie it up, I'm sure he'll be okay with that. The 1-0 to Big Austin. Inside move to second base, but Mosh not going anywhere. Twelfth hit of the game for the Royals. That slider's in there for a strike, 1-1. Seven to 3 Royals. They try to add to a 4-run lead here in the sixth. They've already scored 3 times. The 1-1 fouled out of play. 1-2 the count. Rogers peers in for his sign. He shakes off a couple. Doesn't like that one either. And he still can't get together with the Mendoza. He's shaking him off about 4 times, and now Lafferty's going to call a timeout. And Mendoza's going to go out and have a chat with him as they couldn't get together on a pitch. And I don't know if it's because there's a runner at second base and they're using a different set of signs, or if he just didn't like what Mendoza was throwing down. But now they appear to have it straight. Mendoza will come back. Rogers shook off a good 4 or 5 pitches in that sequence before Lafferty called timeout and said, all right, hang on. Now Rogers has one he likes, the 1-2. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again, 1-2. So all that got us a foul ball and nowhere near being done with the at-bat. Big hole between first and second for Big Austin. The 1-2. Grounded towards short. Up with it is LaSala, and he will throw Mosh out trying to go to third. Mosh, a bad base running there as the play was right in front of him. I guess he thought it was hit slowly enough that he was going to be able to beat it to third, but he'll be thrown out 6-5. Lafferty will be at first now on the fielder's choice. And Connor Christensen will step in. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch to Connor. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Rogers comes set, the 1-0. High and tight, and that's going to hit him. So Christensen will be hit by the pitch, and the Royals' inning will continue. So Lucas Glover, you can close the book on him. Lucas goes 1 inning, gives up 2 runs. They're both earned. Allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He hit a batter. He will not figure into the decision here this afternoon. And now Brody Pickett, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Chance to drive in some more for the Royals. First pitch to Brody. Off the plate for a ball, 1-0. There is no action in the Strasburg bullpen. A couple guys milling around in the Royals bullpen, but nobody up and throwing. The 1-0. Slider down and away. It's going to get all the way past Mendoza to the backstop. Christensen will move to third. I'm sorry, Lafferty will move to third. Christensen to second. And now a base hit here gives the Royals a 6-run lead. Never enough in the Valley League. I'll cite my sources if I need to. The 2-0. Misses inside, 3-0. Rogers comes set, the 3-0 to Pickett, and they turned him loose, and he fouled off the 3-1 pitch into the backstop. So they were figuring Pickett might get himself a 3-0 fastball and hit it out of the ballpark, but he didn't. He fouled it off. Now the 3-1. That one grounded toward the hole between third and second. One run's going to score, and Pickett will pick up an RBI single, and the Royals have batted around here in the sixth. Pickett didn't get a whole lot of it, but he was able to push it through the left side of the infield for an RBI single. Lafferty scores. Christensen moves to third, and we may see another pitching change here. So the RBI single by Brody Pickett makes it 8-3 Royals. Lafferty comes in to score, and there is no action in the Strasburg bullpen, so I was going to say this might just be a conversation. Brock Keeler, the ninth man to hit for the Royals here in the inning. First pitch to Keeler, fouled off the umpire's mask. 0-1 to the Royals' third baseman. And Keeler going to go back and make sure the umpire's okay as he took that one right off the mask. So with a delay to make sure the umpire's okay, they're going to run a bottle of water out to him, give him a chance to hydrate and make sure everything's okay. Keeler, the first one to get to him to make sure he was okay. And hey, there's the trainer. I knew she was here somewhere. And I guess they're just doing a couple of questions and some tests here to make sure he doesn't have a concussion, would be my guess. So we paused in the action here while they attend to the home plate umpire who took that one square off the mask. Royals lead it 8-3. They have scored 4 times here in the inning to extend what was a 1-run lead. A big inning for the Royals, and Keeler trying to keep it going. Keeler, one of 2 guys for the Royals without a base hit here this afternoon. All 9 guys have reached base for the Royals. 4 of them have scored, 7 of them picked up hits, and 4 of them have driven in runs. And the umpire will tell everybody he's okay, whether he is or not, and we'll go back to work. They're going to have Rogers throw a couple pitches to let him look at a couple, make sure he's not seeing 5 or 6 baseballs coming in. It's a bad feeling when somebody throws the ball to you and there's more than one coming at you. Well, he says he's okay, so we'll go back to work. Keeler 0-1. 0-1's the count, and they're going to give him another slam of water here. Probably a good thing his mom's not here because I'm not convinced that he's okay. He's certainly going to have a headache on the drive home after the game. All right, Keeler stands in, 0-1, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. The Royals trying to add to a 8-3 lead. The 0-1 off in there for a strike, nothing in two, and again a delayed call on the home plate umpire. And I don't think that had anything to do with the hit to the head. Just takes a couple seconds to make the call. The 0-2 to Keeler in the dirt. That's going to bounce away, and the Royals are going to get another run. Pickett will round second. He'll take a look, but he'll stay right there. So Charge Rogers with a wild pitch. Christensen comes in to make it 9-3. And now Pickett at second with 2 outs. A chance for Keeler to drive in another. And we're going to, I still don't think the home plate umpire is okay. He now has called timeout and called the other 2 umpires in, and we may see one of the other umpires take over behind the plate, and we may finish this game with 2 umpires. Just the way he was walking around and then finally took another drink of water before those couple of pitches, I didn't think he was okay. And if we have to change umpires, we will have a delay because he's going to call the coaches out. So we're going to have a delay, I think. And I think we're going to change umpires. Looks like the third base umpire is going to go possibly put the gear on. So it looks like the home plate umpire is going to take himself out of the ball game. The third base umpire is going to go put the gear on. So we're going to have a little bit of a pause here as we change umpires. Home plate umpire Dwight Goodwin took one in the head, and he just hasn't been right since, and he's going to come out of the game. So we're going to finish up with 2 umpires. But in the meantime, the third base umpire's got to go put the gear on. So everybody going to come off the field for a couple minutes while we change up umpires. The Express going to go in the dugout and take a break. And, oh, by the way, if the Royals were to score 4 more runs and get 3 outs, this game would be over. So while the Express head to the dugout to take a break while their umpires are changing up, the Royals lead at 9-3, 9 runs, 13 hits, an error. The Express 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Royals have scored 5 times here in the inning. The last one coming on that wild pitch when the home plate umpire decided that he could not continue. And I'm telling you right now, as a former first baseman, it's no fun when you're watching a baseball come at you and there's more than one coming to you. So depending on how far away the umpire had to go to change, probably out in the parking lot somewhere, we're going to have a little bit of a delay. And again, the lights are on here at Bridgeforth, but we have one section of lights that was destroyed in a February windstorm, which is why all the games are starting at 5 o'clock this season. So, yes, the lights are on, but if it starts getting too dark, the game will be called. And we have played the allotted 5 innings. If they would go back to the last full inning played, that'd be the 5th. The Royals would be ahead 4-3. They've scored 5 times here in the 6th to increase the lead. So breaking the action while we wait for the umpires to change around. Again, the Royals lead at 9-3. We cannot finish the game in 6 innings, so regardless how many runs the Royals score here in the 6th, we got to play the top of the 7th. But we have not reached the point where it's a 10-run game yet anyway. And the Express during this break, we may see another pitching change. They have a right-hander up getting loose. Rogers came on in relief this inning, has given up 2 singles, a double, a fielder's choice, and hit a batter, and then the base hit by Pickett. So Rogers may be taken out during this break. The only out that Rogers recorded. Well, that's not true. Hernandez was thrown out trying to go to second on the throw, and then Mosh was retired trying to move up on a ground ball to short. So Rogers is worth 2/3 of an inning. But there is a right-hander up getting loose in the Strasburg bullpen. It looks like he's getting loose hurriedly, so he may be coming on when the game resumes. Royals scored twice in the first to jump out to a 2-0 lead. Strasburg cut it in half with a run in the second. The Royals got that run back on the bottom of the second to make it 3-1. Strasburg tied it up with 2 in the top of the fourth. Royals retook the lead with a run in the bottom of the fourth and led it 4-3 up to this point, where they've scored 5 times here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Royals 9 runs, 13 hits, an error, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Express, as the Royals trying to keep their playoff hopes alive with back-to-back victories over what for a better than a month was the number 1 team in the Northern Division, but with their loss last night to Winchester and Percival's win over Newmarket, the Cannons have moved into first by a half a game, but they still have 3 makeup games to play, 2 against 2 against Woodstock on Monday, and then they have another game against Front Royal that needs to be made up, and I don't know when that game will be played or if it will be played at this point in time. Well, as long as we got a moment here, we'll take a look and see who Strasburg's last game is against and where it is for you Express fans. Last game of the season for the Express will be at home, so they got there after tonight. The Express are home for the last 2 games. Tomorrow against Percival, and then Tuesday night they're home to close out the season against Woodstock. So 3 more games for both these teams. The Royals, each team have two home games left. And again, the Royals right back here tomorrow night to take on that same River Bandits ball club. And still checking the scoreboard, and no scoring update for the Waynesboro-Covington game 1 of the doubleheader. So we'll assume that it's in action, and they just haven't been posting scores on the website. Other than that, it could be raining in Covington again, and that would cause issues the rest of the way. Culpeper and Charlottesville, they're underway. They're at the top of the first. We are past 7 o'clock here on the East Coast, so other games getting kicked into action. So still waiting on the umpires to come back. The right-hander in the bullpen appears to be ready for the Express. The Royals have officially batted around here in the 6th as Brock Keeler at the plate with a runner at second base and 2 outs. RBIs in the inning Jalen Hernandez with 2, Jack Mosh with 1, Brody Pickett with 1, and another run scored on a wild pitch. Hernandez, 3 RBIs on the game to retake the RBI lead for the team with his 33rd of the season, passing Lafferty's 31. Lafferty, no RBIs in the game. He has scored a run. Jack Mosh and Connie Durslag each with 3 hits for the Royals. Durslag has also been hit by a pitch. He has scored twice. Marshall Lipsy has scored twice. And Lipsy, a couple of base hits. His last hit as he's trying to sacrifice, he dropped down a perfect bunt down the first base line and beat it out for a base hit. Top 4 guys in the Royals lineup have accounted for 10 of their 13 hits. Durslag, Lipsy, Hernandez, and Mosh each have 2 or 3 hits on the game as the Royals try to win the season series against Purcellville 5-3. So as we await the return of the umpires, the Royals bullpen has left the bullpen and they are down the left field line in fair territory, and they have a game of hacky sack going. It's a extra large game of hacky sack. And it looks like some of the guys in the game are taking part of the hacky sack game. As Brody Pickett involved in this, and that's going to be tough to explain if you pop a hamstring in the hacky sack game. You come back and say, I can't go out to second base to run, coach. I think I hurt myself. Hacky sack game. Well, now we got a football game breaking out down the right field line with the Express. It looks like they have a little bitty hacky sack game going on and a couple pitchers throwing the horse hide around. So if you came to the ballpark looking for multiple sporting events this afternoon, you got it. Got hacky sack football and baseball. We'll take a look at the magic numbers and the standings again real quick. Again, the Express lead the Northern Division by a half game over Purcellville. I'm sorry, the Cannons lead the Express by a half a game. But again, Purcellville's got 3 makeup games, so one hiccup here or there, and Strasburg's right back in business. They have more wins. Strasburg has the second most wins in the league behind Charlottesville. Charlottesville just now lost their 10th game of the season. They're 26-10. They've locked up everything down south. Newmarket 3.5 games behind at 19-18. And those would be your 3 playoff teams. If the playoffs were to start today, Newmarket would be at Strasburg with Purcellville waiting for the winner of that game. Winchester, 4.5 out of first, a game behind Newmarket for the third and final playoff spot. They're 18-19. Woodstock 14-21. They're 7.5 out. And then Front Royal on their 9-game losing streak. They're 14-22. They're 8 games out of first place. They are 4.5 games behind Newmarket for that last playoff spot. So for all intents and purposes, Front Royal has been eliminated as they have 4 games left and they're 4.5 games out. Woodstock, they have 5 games left and they are 4 games behind, so they haven't been eliminated yet, but they are on the verge. So what it boils down to is basically Winchester and Newmarket fighting for that last playoff spots. Purcellville and Strasburg fighting to be the top dog, and the benefit of being the top dog this year is you get that bye in the first round, and the second place team's got to play a game to get to the second round against the top seed in the division. Charlottesville and Harrisonburg pretty much have the 2 seeds locked up in the South. Harrisonburg up 3.5 games over Culpeper. I'm sorry, 2.5 games over Culpeper. So the last four teams in the South, Culpeper, Covington, Stanton, and Waynesboro, all fighting for that last playoff spot, separated by 3 games from top to bottom as they fight to see who will travel to Harrisonburg to take on the Turks in the first round of the playoffs. Harrisonburg just did snap a 5-game losing streak last night, so it looked a little hairy for them for a little bit, but they're back on the winning track, and with a couple of victories, the Harrisonburg Turks, a magic number of getting in of 2. Again, Purcellville's magic number of clinching a playoff spot is 1. With 1 Royals win or 1 Purcellville loss, the Cannons are in. Newmarket's magic number is 3, so they need a combination of 3 Winchester losses or Newmarket wins. And the Royals, again, with a lot of things that need to happen, they need to win some games, but they need some help as well. If the Royals somehow could win all 3 of their last games and then somehow for Newmarket to lose a couple, if the Royals win all 3 and Newmarket loses 1 and the 2 teams end up tied, I believe the Royals hold the tiebreaker, and that's dependent on what happens with Purcellville between those 2 teams, because both teams go into their last game with Purcellville with 2-5 records. So if Newmarket loses tonight and Winchester beats Purcellville on Tuesday, the Royals would hold that tiebreaker as well. Here we go, and it looks like the home plate umpire is going to stay in the game. He's just going to umpire third base now, as he's had a couple bottles of water, looks like, and looks like he's no worse for the wear. He's just not going to call balls and strikes anymore. So the umpiring crew have returned to the field. The Express starting to join them out there, and of course, we'll have a couple of minutes for the pitcher to warm up, and it looks like the home plate umpire is going to move to third, or the home plate umpire is going to move to first. The first base umpire is going to move to third, and our third base umpire will come in and call balls and strikes for the rest of the ball game. And the Express have a pitcher on the mound looking for somebody to give him a baseball so he can start warming up. And the new home plate umpire doesn't have any baseball, so he's got to go get some. And I'm trying to see if that's still Rogers or if that's a new pitcher for the Express in the ball game. The young man that was down in the bullpen throwing is no longer throwing. And that is a new pitcher, so Strasburg has indeed gone to the bullpen. So Pickett will be the last hitter to face Rogers. Rogers will not figure into the decision. He goes 2/3 of an inning. He's allowed 5 runs so far. They're all earned. He's given up 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He hit one, he threw 1 wild pitch. He walked 1. It looks like he hit 2. He hit 2 in this inning. No, he did not. He didn't. He came in. Rogers did not start this inning, so let's back up a little bit. So far, Rogers has given up 3 runs. They're all earned. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He hit 1 wild pitch. He did not walk anybody and did not strike out anybody. And again, he has given up 3 runs, and the runner on second base is his responsibility. Okay. Now pitching for the Express, and it looks like they're going to bring on a position player. Carson Applegate will be the new pitcher for the Express. And we've seen this from them the last couple of times where they've brought in a position player to try to close it out. We're going to go out on a limb and say Mr. Applegate hasn't been on the mound yet for the Express, but we'll take a look at the stat sheet here real quick. And yes, he has. Applegate making his second appearance for the Express, both in relief. He's worked 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs. They're all earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts. No record, and his ERA is 54.0. The 2-2 pitch to Brock Keeler as Keeler tries to keep the inning going. Applegate asking for a new sign. The 2-2 to Keeler. Strike 3 called. And I don't think the umpire knew that there was 2 strikes because he didn't call him out. But Applegate will come on to strike out Keeler, and that'll end the 5th inning, the 6th inning rather. The Royals pick up 5 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and the Royals leave 1 on base. Your score after 6 complete: Winchester 9, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. So after a long delay, which will double as a rain delay, Anthony Michaelis back to the mound for the Royals and see how he fares after the long stoppage in play. He's on for his second full inning of work. He came on in relief in the 4th. Got a couple outs to get the Royals out of the 4th inning, and he has retired 6 of the 7 hitters he's faced since then, with the only base runner he gave up was a Carter Schmidt, reached on an error with 1 out in the 5th. Logan Duff will lead it off, 1-2-3 to hit for the Express here in the 7th inning. Duff 1 for 3. Singled in the 1st, struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. The 1-1 popped it up. That's going to be backing out of play. 1-2 the count on the Strasburg Express leadoff hitter, Logan Duff. 5 different guys have 1 hit for the Express. Castillo and Henderson have driven in 2 runs, or 1 run each. That ground ball to second base. Up with it is Joey. Joey on to first for out number 1 here in the 7th. The other run scored on a balk. Bring up Anthony Bianchino. He is 1 for 3, singled his last time up. First pitch, fouled out of play, 0-1. So Michaelis on the chance to pick up a win here, moved to 2-0 on the season, but still a long way to go before that's decided. Anything can happen. The 0-1 off the plate, count evens up 1-1. A wind, the 1-1, swung on and missed, 1-2. The 1-2 downstairs. Count evens up 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the 7th. The wind, the 2-2 pitch. That'll miss outside. Count runs full, 3-2. The Royals have limited their free passes. They've walked 2 and hit 1. That's been the extent of the freebies, unless you add in the air. The Express have only walked 3, but they've hit 2. The 3-2. Strike 3 call, and I'm not sure that Bianchina exactly agreed with that, but he just turns and heads back to the dugout. Third strikeout rather, for Michaelis, and 2 outs now for Miles Curley. Curley 0 for 3 on the game. He struck out and grounded out twice. First pitch, slider down and away to Curley, 1-0. Rose trying to get to within a half a game of Newmarket for that third and final playoff spot. Another breaking ball off the plate for a ball, 2-0. Front Royals jumped out in front of Woodstock 1-0. Everything else is still scoreless as the Newmarket and Stanton games are 7:30 starts. They haven't kicked off quite yet. And still no updates from Waynesboro and Covington of that doubleheader. So it may very well be raining in Covington again. The 2-1. Fouled out of play, 2-2 the count. The wind, the 2-2. That's a line toward right field. Lafferty will be right there to make the catch. Curley hit it hard, but right to the Royals' right fielder. Another 1-2-3 inning turned in by Michaelis, and the Express go down in order here in the 7th. Your score after 6.5 remains Winchester 9, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Royals lead at 9-3, and if you're thinking along those lines, Royals score 4 times here in this inning, and the game would be over. But a lot needs to happen before that's even considered. We'll start the 7th inning, same place we started the 6th inning. 9-hole hitter will lead it off for the Royals. Joey Bazidla. He is 1 for 1 with 2 walks. He has scored 3 times here this afternoon for the Royals.
Now batting, second baseman, number 34, Joey Bazidla.
Bazidla just his 2nd game with the Royals. He picked up a hit in the win last night over Strasburg, and he's got a hit here this afternoon, but he has scored 3 times. He's been on base all 3 times, and Royals would like to see that trend continue. First pitch in there for a strike. Carson Applegate back to the mound for the Express. He struck out Brock Keeler to end the 6th. The 0-1. It's in there for a strike, 0-2. And I believe this is the 3rd game in a row between the Royals and the Express where the Express have thrown a position player out on the mound. I know they did it last night. I believe they did it in the 2018 fiasco. The 0-2. Strike 3 called, and 2 Royals hitters since Applegate has come on have just gone up there looking at pitches and haven't offered a swing. And Applegate just throwing strikes. That'll bring up Durslag. Durslag's had himself a perfect evening. He's 3 for 3 with a hit batter. He was scored twice and driven in a run. First pitch from Applegate. In there for a strike, and he's throwing a lot of looping breaking balls into the strike zone for strikes, and it's pretty much what he's lived with. The 0-1 popped up down the first base line. Should be easy for Phillips, and it is. So Carson Applegate, who came in with an earned run average of 54, is set down 4 Royals he has faced. That bring up Marshall Lipsy. Lipsy 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Lipsy trying to become the 3rd Royal in the game with 3 hits. But Applegate, they're making Applegate look like Nolan Ryan out there. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Applegate's 1/3 of an inning before tonight had resulted in a 54 earned run average. The 1-0 off the plate for a ball, 2-0. And that very well could have been that game last week in Strasburg. I don't know who the position player was at the Express pitch that night. It might have very well been Carson Applegate. The 2-0 pitch to Lipsy. Foul tip to the backstop, 2-1. Three guys for the Express sitting down in the bullpen. It looks like 2 of them are wearing shorts. Fastball misses outside, 3-1. So if they have to bring in another guy, it could very well be another position player. They may be done throwing pitchers tonight. The 3-1 popped out of play. 3-2 the count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, Royals lead at 9-3. Trying to get a little bit close to a playoff spot. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again. 3-2. Lipsy trying to reach base here. Get something going in the 7th. He will on the slider in the dirt. So Lipsy's reached base for the 4th time here this afternoon. That'll bring up Jalen Hernandez. He's hit the ball right on the screws his last 2 times. Driven in 3 runs while doing it. He's 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Now the one guy in the Strasburg bullpen that's not wearing shorts is up with a baseball in his hand, and they're going to send a catcher down to catch him. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to the Royals' first baseman, Jalen Hernandez. Lipsy at first, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Throw to first, Lipsy back in time. Applegate comes set. The 0-1 to Hernandez. Swung on and missed. He had a home run cut. Comes up empty. 0-2 the count. The 0-2 grounded foul toward the Royals dugout. And that woke a couple guys up over there. Nothing in 2 the count to Jalen Hernandez. Big right-hander up getting loose in the Strasburg bullpen, and we may see him for the bottom of the 8th if the Royals can't continue this inning. Lipsy off of the pitch, and that's going to be grounded into left field for a base hit. Lipsy on his way to third, and they're going to send him. The Royals play hit and run, and Marshall Lipsy is going to score all the way from first base on the base hit by Jalen Hernandez. Give Hernandez another RBI. Hernandez hit it right to where the shortstop vacated. And Lipsy just kept right on going. So Lipsy scores his third run of the game. It's now 10-3. There's a ground ball that went right through the infield and right up the alley, and it took Curley and Schmidt a while to get there. And while they're tracking it down, Lipsy was circling the bases, and he scores easily to make it 10-3. Now Jack Mosh. He'll foul that one out of play. Mosh, he's 3 for 4. 3 Royals with 3 hits this afternoon. Durslag, Hernandez, and Mosh all have 3 hits. Lipsy has 2. Royals 14 hits in the game. And even if Mosh hits one out of here, we're still 1 run shy of the mercy rule limit, so would have to have at least 1 more hitter. The 0-1 to Mosh. It's lifted toward left field. Should be easy for Curley as it's right to him, and he'll make the catch. So the Royals score a 2-out run here in the 7th. A run on a hit. There were no errors and a runner left. Your score after 7 complete. Winchester 10, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. The Royals will go to the bullpen. Nick Bell from Shenandoah University on to pitch for the Royals. Bell making his 8th appearance. He has started 1 game for the Royals. He's worked 12 1/3 innings, allowed 24 hits, 21 runs, 18 are earned. He's walked 4, struck out 17. He is 0-1 with an earned run average of 13.13. Royals' 3rd pitcher of the game. He takes over for Anthony Michaelis, who stands to be the winner if Bell and the Royals bullpen can hold on here. Michaelis goes 3 2/3, no runs. He allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He did balk in a run, but the run was charged to the starter Drew Lafferty. Connor Schmidt will lead it off. Schmidt 0 for 2. He's reached on an error and he's been hit by a pitch. First pitch from Nick Bell in there for a strike, 0-1. Royals trying to close it out and get a little bit closer to Newmarket, at least for the time being. Slider downstairs for a ball, 1-0, or 1-1 rather. Culpepper has jumped out on top of Charlottesville, 3-0 there in the 3rd inning. In there for a strike, 1 and 2. Harrisonburg on top of Stanton, 1-0 there in the bottom of the 1st. Front Royal is jumped out in front of Woodstock 3-0 as they try to break a 9-game losing streak. Percival, Newmarket, no score there in the bottom of the first. The 1-2 upstairs for a ball, 2-2. So the game that both these teams care about, scoreless in the bottom, and they're now in the top of second, Percival and Newmarket. The 2-2. Line towards center field coming on is Derschlag, and he will make the shoe top catch. It was sinking in a hurry, and Schmidt looked like he was going to get himself a base hit. But Derschlag off the top of his shoe tips will make the catch, and it's a good thing he did because if that skips past him, there ain't nobody back there. Schmidt probably circles him and scores. Then we got Matthew Phillips. Phillips 1 for 3, a single and scored in the second. He has since struck out twice. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count on the Strasburg first baseman. Matthew Phillips plays his baseball at Towson University. The 0-1. Fouled into the screen, 0-2. 10 runs, 14 hits, an error for the Royals. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Strasburg. We're in the top half of the 8th. Nick Bell sets the 0-2. That'll miss upstairs, 1-2. You think Brody Pickett and Nick Bell have worked together a few times and know a little bit about each other? That's in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. Bell sets the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He pulled the string on him, and Phillips down on strikes. First strikeout for Bell. Anthony LaSala will hit. He is 0 for 1. He has walked twice and scored once. He's got a couple stolen bases. Slider misses downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Bell trying to work the Royals' third straight 1-2-3 inning. After the Express had at least one runner on in each of the first 5 innings. The 1-0. Misses downstairs, 2-0, and Bell wants a new baseball. Home plate umpire will oblige, and Bell go to work here, 2-0. Bell comes set, the 2-0. Fouled on the screen, 2-1. Bell sets the 2-1. Drops in there for a strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 8th. Royals trying to win the season series against the Strasburg Express. The 2-2. Grounded towards short. Christensen up with it. Sets his feet. Throws on to first. Low throw. Dug out by Hernandez. Nice play by Jalen Hernandez to save the Royals an error and retire the Express in order here in the 8th. Nothing doing for Strasburg for the third straight inning. Your score after 7.5 remains Winchester 10, Strasburg 3. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. The Express will once again go to the bullpen. Gavin Lill will come on to try to finish it off. Lill, the big right-hander from the University of Pittsburgh, from Winchester, Pennsylvania, will throw some pretty good, impressive numbers at you. Lill making his 13th appearance for the Express, all in relief. He's worked 21 innings, allowed 13 hits, 9 runs. 8 of those are earned. He has walked 19, struck out 27 in 21 innings. No record. He does have 3 saves. Obviously not a save situation here with an earned run average of 3.42. Carson Applegate will go an inning and a third. He gives up a run. It's earned. 1 hit. 1 walk. He struck out 2. Did not hit anybody. No wild pitches, home runs, or balks, and he will not figure into the decision here this afternoon either. Leading off for the Royals, Austin Lafferty. Lafferty, the Royals right fielder, 1 for 4. Singled in the 5th. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 6th. Slider in there for a strike. 0-1 the count on Austin Lafferty. The Royals, if they were to score 3 runs here, the game would be over. But if not, they need to get 3 outs in the 9th to pick up another win here in the month of July. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Trying to go 11-4 in the month of July, and might not be quite good enough. The 0-2 slider in there for a strike, and Lafferty down on strikes to start the 8th. Connor Christensen 0 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch, and he scored a run. Christensen looking for his first hit. One of 2 Royals without a hit here this afternoon. I think he was hoping that Applegate would still be out there and he could hit the position player, but he'll face Lill. First pitch downstairs for a ball. 1-0. The 1-0 upstairs for a ball. 2-0. Lill winds. The 2-0. That'll miss downstairs. 3-0. Culpepper now up on Charlottesville 7-0. Front Royals lead has been trimmed at Woodstock. It's now 3-1. Harrisonburg Stanton still 1-0. That's in the 2nd. Still scoreless. Purcellville Newmarket. That slider in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. And just like that, Purcellville has scored 4 times in the top of the 2nd inning to jump out to a 4-0 lead over Newmarket. The 3-1 slider on the outside corner. I think if it's a 2-1 game, that's probably ball 4, but 10-3 called it a strike. He stopped and thought about it for a second and said, yeah, well, it's close enough. Payoff pitch from Gavin Lill. That one's a little too far outside to call. Christensen will draw the walk. He'll be a 1-out base runner for Brody Pickett. Pickett an RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 4. So good news for the Royals, bad news for the Express in the early innings in Newmarket. Lill comes set. First pitch to Pickett. Misses inside. 1-0. I think they're counting on Lill to get 3 outs here because there's nobody left in the bullpen. One guy leaning up against the fence and another guy hand flipping a baseball to himself wearing shorts. And that's what Strasburg has left down there. Slider will catch the outside corner. 1-1. The Lill is 1-1 to Pickett. That'll miss high and away. 2-1. Don't forget, tomorrow night, free admission night here at the ballpark, and it's also Watts night, so if they're asking you to bring a can of food, fouled out of play, 2-2 for donation to the Watts community as they have their annual food drive here at the ballpark. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pickett trying to move around Christensen, who walked with 1 out. Slider down and away. Count runs full, 3-2. 10-3 in the 8th. I don't really expect Christensen to be taken off here. And if he does, don't be surprised if somebody takes one in the back. The 3-2, that'll miss out. Oh, they called strike 3 on ball 4. So Pickett will be rung up on a pitch outside, probably because it's 10-3. That'll bring up Brock Keeler. Keeler, the other one without a hit here this afternoon. You know he'd like to change that. Keeler 0 for 4 with 3 strikeout lookings. First pitch to Keeler in there for a strike, 0-1. He was the first one to face Carson Applegate and took strike 3 looking. It was his foul ball up the umpire's mask that caused the delay and had the umpires switch positions. The 0-1 to Keeler. Slider in there for a strike, 0-2. So Lil working on striking out the Royals, striking out the Royals side looking with the walk mixed in there. The 0-2. Keeler will strike out as he swings at a pitch off the plate. So Lil strikes out 3 here in the inning for the Royals. No runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. We go to the 9th, last chance for the Express. It's 10-3 Winchester. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. Nick Bell back to the mound to try to close it out for the Royals. A 10-3 Royals lead. A 10 runs, 14 hits, an error for Winchester. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Express. Royals not only trying to win this game and move into a 3rd place tie with Newmarket, but win the season series between the Royals and the Express. Throw down to second, and Bell will face the bottom third of the order for the Express. 7, 8, 9, Castilla, Henderson, and Mendoza set to hit. And it is indeed Eduardo Castilla leading it off. Castilla 1 for 3 with an RBI. He's also stolen a base here this afternoon. Here's his RBI single in the 2nd inning. They got the Express on the board. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 grounded towards second. Up with it is Joey. He will flip to first in time. He had to hurry the throw a little bit to get Castilla coming down the line, but able to retire the leadoff man here in the 9th. We're going to have a pinch hit, and up Brooks Henderson will hit. He's 1 for 3. Henderson singled and scored in the 4th. He singled, moved to second on a stolen base, 3rd on a pass ball, and scored on a balk. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. First pitch swinging, ground ball to 3rd, and Keeler's throw to 1st will pull Hernandez off the bag, so Henderson will reach on probably the throwing error by Brock Keeler. That'll bring up Gio Mendoza. Mendoza 0 for 2. He's walked. Second error of the game on the Royals. Throw to first, they got him picked off, but the throw didn't quite get there in time, and had Henderson leaning the wrong way. I'm not sure where he's going, down by 7 runs in the ninth, but the throw is a little bit closer to the bag, and he was a statistic, and they got him again, and that time they called him out. Henderson can't believe it. The first one was close, and a throw on the bag that time picks Henderson off, so he is retired 1-3 on the pickoff. And now Mendoza will hit with nobody out, or with nobody on and 2 outs. Again, 0 for 2 with a walk. That ball's ripped down the third base line, but foul. So the first time Bell threw to first, it was close, and I thought a throw on the bag would have got him, and the second throw on the bag did get him, although Henderson disagreed with the call. The 0-1 lifted towards center field. That should do it. Derschlag will take a couple steps to his left and make the catch, and the Winchester Royals will win the game by the final score of 10-3. For the Express in the ninth, no runs, no hits, 1 Winchester error, and there are no runners left on base. Your final score: Winchester 10, Strasburg 3. For the Royals, 10 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. They leave on base 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They leave 10 on base. The Express, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They leave 6 on base. The winning pitcher will be Anthony McGalis for the Royals. He moves to 2-0 on the season. There will be no save for the Royals. The losing pitcher, Evan Birch, he will drop to 2-3. The Royals improved to 19-19, first time they have seen 500 in quite some time. Strasburg drops to 22-16 for the time being. The Royals a half a game behind Newmarket for that third and final playoff spot, and Strasburg drops to 1 game behind Purcellville for the top spot in the Northern Division. For the Express, they get 5 hits. Logan Duff 1. Anthony Bianchina gets 1. Matthew Phillips 1. Eduardo Castillo 1. Brooks Henderson 1. The runs are scored by Phillips, LaSala, and Henderson, and the runs driven in by Castilla and Henderson. For the Royals, Jalen Hernandez finishes with 3 hits and 4 RBIs. Connie Derschlag also 3 hits. He scores twice, drives in 1. Jack Mosh 3 hits. He drives in 2. And the newest Royal of them all, Joey Bazidla, 1 hit. He reaches base 3 times, scores 3 runs out of the number 9 spots to lead the Royals to a huge win here this afternoon. Again, the Royals improved to 19-19. They're right back here tomorrow night to take on the Woodstock River Bandits. 5 o'clock, we'll have the call for you. Again, free admission night, and it is Watts night as they are asking you to bring a canned good for donation. The Strasburg Express, they are home the next 2 games. They return home to take on the Purcellville Cannons tomorrow night. These 2 teams off Monday night, and Strasburg will close out their season with a home game against Woodstock on Tuesday night. Again, the Purcellville Cannons have 3 games to make up, so the Strasburg Express still in good shape as far as winning the division, but they're going to need some help. And now they become Winchester Royals fans as they hope that the Royals can knock off the Cannons on Tuesday night. Again, the Royals right back here tomorrow night to take on Woodstock. I'll have the call for you. Mark Sawyer saying good night from Bridgeforth. Again, the Royals win it 10-3. Before you go to bed, call your parents, tell them you love them. And while you're at it, call your aunt and uncle and tell them you love them as well. Good night, everybody.